Welcome, everyone, to another online Tecmo Super Bowl tournament game group play between Purple Haze as the Minnesota Vikings and NMUFred as the Washington Redskins. Purple Haze is the number 1 seed in this group. NMUFred is the number 3 seed. We did have another game that was going, and unfortunately we were unable to capture that. There was something with the desync issue, so hoping this game calls it out. We're doing this in one take. Unintentional onside kick, I think, by NMUFred there. Calls run 3, takes that away from Purple Haze, who has Walker as the main running back right now. Looks like Dale Green is the defender of choice for NMUFred. Completes to Walker. I think Purple Haze will have the taps advantage in this matchup. We'll have to double check that, but hope to be able to break away there. And Joe Green runs right at the back of the defensive lineman there, and gets popcorn. There didn't seem to be an alley there. Not real sure what the cause of that was, but luckily that wasn't a bigger gain from falling over there. And pass 2 is called, thrown up to Hassan Jones there, stationary wide receiver 1. And Purple Haze is moving the ball. Another pass 2 called. Attempts to go for the burn route, and at this tier quarterbacks, every once in a while you get a receiver that says, I'm not going to do what I'm supposed to. That's exactly what happened on that play. Wilson gets caught up on his own blocker and really throws his whole timing off. That route so close to the goal line, there are limited options for stationary targets. He goes with a run on 3rd down there. Can't quite close the distance. 4th down and 4 going for it here, electing to take what's available. And very fortunate there, one of the blockers does occupy Darryl Green there, and he's able to get the 1st down and goal. Pass 1 is called. Pretty much anyone they want is open. It's a guessing game on the goal line, but well executed there to Chris Carter from Wade Wilson. So we have a successful first drive for Purple Haze. Started with a short field with the unintentional onside kick. Let's see if NMUFred can mount some offense here and return the favor. So NMUFred going with the play action pass 1. Going for it all with Clark, and I think this looks like it's going to be overthrown. Oh, boy. And was I wrong? That looked like it took forever to get out there. Gary Clark with the jumping catch, also known as the JJ. You know what JJ stands for? Type it out in the comments. I know what it means, by the way. 3 yards on 1st down. Run to Ernest Biner, gets him another 2 yards. He's knocking on the door, but at this point, not a lot of room for passing here. Run is bounced to the outside, tight ropes the sideline, and a touchdown for NMUFred and Ernest Biner. Touchdown, Washington Redskins. Mayweather breaks through, but not close enough to get a block animation. And we have ourselves a tie game. And in this matchup, it's pretty typical to see big chunks of yards gained like that. Guys get out of position, slow delivery from the quarterbacks, overthrows are common, and you'll get the top receivers like Clark and Monk and Sanders And on this side of the ball, Jordan, Hassan Jones, and of course, Anthony Carter, AC, do all sorts of crazy stuff when the ball's in the air. And look, speaking of AC, it looks like it's time to turn it on because it's in good condition. Yes, we have a good AC, folks. Pass to the call. Instead of going across his body, decides to take it for 7 yards. Not sure if he was concerned about the linebacker swatting that pass down. Dangerous throw, does get to Carter. Mayhew in good position, just a perfect throw by Rippon, something you don't see too often. Gerald Green making the rounds, and Whiskey Wade is just going to take his 6 yards on first down and move on. Back to Green, pass 2. One option in the corner there, back of the end zone potentially, but it was too late. A lot of times the receiver won't turn around and it'll go in the back of the end zone. Whiskey Wade doing what he can. We do have a called run 2, stops that dive play. That's a tough play to stop in that situation. And another pass 2. And the threat is across the field, but he does not let go of the ball. He's got Hassan Jones stationary up top all alone. Does not let the ball go. We got pass 1 this time. And this time, Troy comes up, I think, a little prematurely there. I think he should have danced around and hoped for Gerald Green with his speed to be in the right position until the last possible moment. Of course, you always want to force the throw, and I think here, most likely to accidental onside kick again. I do not think that Purple Haze was that concerned about not being able to stop the Redskins on offense. Browner in proper position and does not get the interception. Ernest Biner is now currently in bad. And even in bad condition, Biner's still the best option available right now. Their ball control is really not playing into factor because there's an 81 default ball control. So that'll go down 1 notch for Biner. Interesting test to go with Joe Riggs, a thumper here. Joe Riggs is someone you would want to maybe put as a tight end for the hitting power. And really just avoid the throw to him. I mean, you can go 3 wides, but players like Keith Millard are capable of popcorning wide receivers at contact. So just something to be aware of. Riggs just doesn't have, if he gets into good condition, it's a little bit of a different game, but Biner's still a better running back in this situation all day long. And 4th and 3 here, definitely not a punting situation, either field goal or going for it. And I think this is going to be wide right. I'm guessing the leg got to him a little bit or just mistimed it. And that's frustrating. I've been on the end of that for Tecmo, where you're used to local play and then you try to kick a field goal online and there's a different timing to it. Great completion to Hassan Jones. Green cheated up a little bit too much there and he went over the top. First down for Purple Haze. That throw probably should have came out a moment sooner while Green was still at the bottom. But too late there as he was streaking down the end zone, found the back of it, and at that point all you're really likely to see is an interception. Same thing goes here. I think you're a little close for throws like that. The delivery of Wade Wilson just isn't fast enough, and the defensive backs are just too fast. In these situations, you think you got to try to run it or throw cross field like that to Jordan, who gets right up to the goal line there, 1st and goal from the 1. But it's hard to hit the streaking receivers that close with that kind of slow delivery. Nice choice using man there and getting all the way around to actually tackle him for a loss. Nice defensive play by NMUFred. Goes to it again. And I'm not sure what happened there. Other than he ran into a blocker that wasn't necessarily looking for someone to play patty cake with. So I think he could have repeated that on that play again if he makes contact with him. Unfortunately, he doesn't for NMUFred. Purple Haze with the touchdown. And so we're looking at a 2-score deficit here as we're entering the fourth quarter at the end of this kickoff. Correction. I'm all discombobulated from calling the last game. It's the end of the first half here. That's what happens when you do these in one take, folk. I can't even talk. For the record, I think this is like my 8th or 9th video today. I'm sure the community will show a little bit of grace. Mine are still in bad, but Riggs really not the guy to be carrying the load. And Don Warren, excellent. You could still utilize him, but I wouldn't take Biner out for Riggs. I think I've said that now. Substitutions have been made. Red Gunsy pass 4. And just don't like the drop depth here. It looks like Millard is in position there on top against the running back. And just not the right decision there. You got to stay shallow in your drops, otherwise it takes too long for the ball to get there, especially with Rippin, who just doesn't deliver the ball very quickly. Blitz to Gary Clark underneath, wide receiver 2 position. Nice first down there. NMUFred has to take advantage of this possession and get down the field. I don't think he's fooling anyone with that particular play action. Next game, I think going with something like a run and shoot, or possibly even a pro set play there on the pass 1 slot would be more effective for him. You pair that with, say, the dive play on run 2, I think it'd be a little more effective for him. And what a completion. Gets Jordan in stride. Steve Jordan does a little juke there and into the end zone. So Wade Wilson slinging bombs, making a name for himself. If anyone knows what brand whiskey Wade likes to drink, leave that info in the comments. And Brian Mitchell on the return. We should be having Gerald Riggs, the hitting power machine, returning this kick. Throws to Johnson. Out of bounds, incomplete. Back to back here. And despite all the garbage there, Gary Clark jumps up, says, "I'll take that." 1st and 10, 42-yard line. Play action again. Again, really no one's getting fooled here. Good movement with the quarterback, unfortunately. It's just not a good throw decision-wise there. The interception was actually immediately fumbled, but it bounces out of bounds. And NMUFred down 3 touchdowns is really on the ropes here, and I think this drive will be the knockout blow if it isn't already. Pass 2. Pass 1 probably going down below here. And he kind of telegraphed that in this situation, possessions matter, time matters. Even just taking a sack would have been okay. And for some reason, Purple Haze is just refusing to throw across his body to a stationary target. Not sure why that is. Hassan Jones has been open with no one near him for quite a while on that kind of route. Again, there it is. Finally says, I'll do that. Really no reason to stay in bounds there. It should have just gone out of bounds end of the quarter. Time had already expired. Anthony Carter, Steve Jordan are still both in good. Anderson comes in for Fenney. She brings in Chris Carter for instead of a running back here. A little more speed on the field. And the route gets cut off with a terrible throw across his body. Steve Jordan ends up getting caught up with by the Redskins defensive secondary. And we have ourselves a turnover. So NMUFred kind of stuck in passing situations now. Another called pass for, and that's the problem with play action. It's just not effective. There's only one guy that can do anything. And so there's only 3 plays that he can call. And so that really means really a 1 in 3 chance unless he decides he wants to waste a play. Riggs gets loose here. But can't take it the distance. This time we see Browner breaking through the line and doing damage there in the backfield. So Browner is, I don't know if he did a line of cocaine or what the deal is, but he's all over the place right now. And now he's got the interception. He's like, yeah, that's mine. That's my ball. All right, so we've got 3 touchdown game here in the fourth quarter, and we're just playing for differential at this point. The game is really not in doubt at this point. Herschel Walker reception. And going to the AC once again, and almost a valiant diving grab there. He surely is moving fast, running away from everyone, but the throw just doesn't get there. I wouldn't be surprised if he goes down there once again. Comes underneath the Walker even on a called play. And that's something that NMUFred will have to learn where these hot routes go and how to deal with them, because he's calling plays and completions are still happening and not like fluke JJ's. But you got to get to the spot in a hurry and you got to be ready for it. If they call your play that you picked, where am I supposed to be and how am I going to get there? Well-timed, waiting for Gerald Green to get back in the picture before making that completion. He's able to skirt away for a first down. Pass 2 here. Really no one officially open. But Carter gets so far behind Mayhew that becomes open. He gets thrown open by that trajectory. So Wade Wilson adding to the point total. We've got 28 points coming up here, differential. If this were a standard Madison tournament before the rule changes, there used to be a 4 touchdown limit, 28-point differential that would count per game. But in this tournament, and as I understand the Madison rules now, it's wide open. It's blow out your opponent as many points as you can. So Purple Haze, in expected fashion, at the number 1 seed, defeats NMUFred. The game was close initially, 7-7, and then we saw it blow open there. So a huge game for Whiskey Wade Wilson, and was the leading rusher on his team as well, over 300 yards of offense. And then we saw Steve Jordan and Hassan Jones and Anthony Carter split the load for all of the receptions, and even Herschel Walker got in the action on the receiving game. So great game. Thanks for the upload, guys, and we'll catch you next time on GBLAN Online Tecmo.